reply to me first here. Okay, so you asked, what if I choose neither God nor sin? You don't get that option. You are created in the image of God. God is eternal, and like him, you will live forever. You ask, if God is so powerful, why does he need laws? You imply correctly that God can do anything he wants. He chose to give his creation laws because it brings himself glory. Okay, I won't... Alright, now I do remember this particular thread involved my question of, well, you ask it right here, that I asked, what if, like, it's all about God sending us to hell, that whatever you want to call it. And I said, well, what if we choose not to choose either sin or God? And that's the whole thing. So what I'm going to do here, let's go back to the yeah, okay, so, and this thing consists of over 100 replies, so I'm just gonna search my name here, if I can do that. Yeah, okay, so there are 8 matches, so this shouldn't take that long, but you guys want to drag this shit on, so that's all on you. I don't know how many people will click on this video, probably, if even you do, or anybody else involved. Okay, so going all the way back. Actually, shit. Okay, that's the first reply. What if I decide not to choose either sin or God? Also, why does God need laws if he's powerful? Okay, so you answered both of those questions, I think. But, or do you? Okay, so let's go through all this. Well, yeah, I'll do that first. Okay, so you asked, what if I choose neither God nor sin? You don't get that option. Well, then, if we don't get that option, then God does send us to hell, doesn't he? So you just shot yourself in the foot by saying that. You are created in the image of God, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what that has to do with God sending us to hell if we choose sin, as you guys like to put it. Or, well, you guys are the ones that are telling us we send ourselves to hell, not God. God doesn't. That's the whole fucking point of this thing. And you're going on about being created in the image of God, and God is eternal, and like him he will live forever. So I don't understand what either of those has to do with anything. So no, you don't answer the question. But anyway, going through the rest of them. Okay, so that was my answer. Click on the next. Okay. Yeah, okay, Sammy Gomes didn't put a name in there, so I guess but I decided to, well, he's responding to the opening comment, but I replied to him anyway. Your choice, he only provides the transportation. Yeah, I asked the other guy, what if I decide not to choose? Also, if so, that's another thing too, a guy tried to tell me, oh, well, you still choose. As if that's gonna clear God of anything. Okay, I choose not to choose to not choose. Have it your fucking way. Really? Okay, so because you obviously won't be replying, it's a trick question. Sin is the default state of human life, as we're all born with original sin, which means we can't avoid sin. Therefore, God already made us the way he does. Or he made us that way and does send us to hell. So, yeah, that's the whole thing right there. We can't avoid sin. That's the whole point. Therefore, God does send us, not us. We don't send ourselves. Anyway, so Sammy, which one are you? What up? Well, did you not... Or you asked, what if I choose neither sin nor God? neither God nor sin. You obviously didn't read these replies, did you, pal? You are creator. You don't get that option. Now, I'm not sure if you're trying to address the God send, or you send yourselves to hell, or God sends us to hell thing, or not, but either way, you're not very bright either. I mean, you don't get that option. How does that make anything better? Fuck. You Christians are so fucking stupid. Do you think you have me by saying this? Really? You don't get that option? Am I getting this in the capture? No, I'm not. Shit. But yeah, okay. You don't get that. I just highlighted. I'll fucking. Well, I can't do it there because I don't. Fuck it. Okay. See, the problem with YouTube is even with the actual video and not the notifications, the bell, you still have to click on show more replies every well, maybe not. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay. You don't get that option. Fuck off. You don't get that option. You said that. As if that's has anything, is a valid argument or statement. I mean, what is that? Stupid. Anyway, so going through the rest of this. When did I sin? And that's my point. Sin is the default state of our existence, which means God. Okay, that's, well, the whole thing. The context here is the argument that we send ourselves to hell, not God, and you're going on your own thing. What the fuck? And aside from that, you don't have a valid argument. You just shot yourself in the fucking foot. Juan Solo. You've already sinned though, so how could you not choose it? So this guy thinks he has an argument by saying that I do choose. When the reality is God does send us to hell because sin is the default state. You guys are really fucking stupid. I mean, that isn't the point of this thread itself, but that's what I'm saying, and you're replying to me, so. If they don't answer, that means they've backed off, which is what I want. Yeah. And I guess that's it. Who causes those end times? I didn't get an answer for that either. Well, yeah, so Sammy Gomes just, I don't know. But anyway, okay, continuing on with your reply to me. Just to shut you down. Well, that's what I'm here for. If God is so powerful, why does he need laws? You imply correctly. Yeah. That God can do whatever he wants. He chose to give his creation laws because, okay, he needs laws to provide himself glory. Why do you agree with that? Why do you want God to have glory? How is that good? How is that moral? That's what this whole thing is about. It's not about morality or anything. Well, of course, you guys want to go to heaven. You want eternal life for some fucking reason. And that's another thing. God is eternal, and like him, you'll live forever. What if I fucking don't want to? Aside from not getting the option of choosing either God nor sin, or not choosing neither of them, Birth is also not a choice. We're forced into this fucking existence. So, I mean, why would I want to spend an eternity with a fucking asshole like you? Where there are many other people who are assholes like you. Stupid assholes. You don't get that option. You guys are so fucking dumb. Okay. By allowing people to break his commandments, he can show them grace and mercy. How is that a form of grace or mercy? What? That's so dumb. By allowing people to break his commandments, he can show them grace and mercy. What? Fuck. So he wants a reason to abuse people, which you call grace and mercy. Okay, how is that grace and mercy, and why do you approve of such things? Why does... Well, you already explained that he chose to give us laws because he wants glory. And for some reason you want him to have that glory. Fuck. Okay, without laws, there would be no sin. Well, I hate to tell you, pal, but sin can't exist if God created Adam and Eve. Because God is without sin, right? He's the opposite of sin, is he not? So how could Adam and Eve have sin? Free will? I've already debunked this many times. In fact, in my last video I did. How can sin be a part of the equation of free will if it had no source? What, free will was the source of the sin? How? I mean, why would... that? God gave the free will, that means God created the sin. How though? God is the opposite of sin. It can't exist. Anyway. Yeah, without the laws, there would be no sin. And without sin, there can be no forgiveness. Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. There would be no sin. Without sin, there can't be sin for the reason I just gave you, so. And if God never displayed his forgiveness, we would never get to see him, see those attributes he possesses. Why do you want to see them? Why do you want this God to exist? Why? All you're doing is preaching at me. Well, you're explaining shit. Not really preaching, just explaining, but just explaining nothing. Is it true that people will die rejecting Jesus? For whatever reason, lack of evidence, lack of belief, pride, or indifference, people will reject. Okay, why do you accept Jesus? It is true that people will die. Yeah, why do you approve of Jesus? How is Jesus good? Because God must punish sin. Why does he... Okay, suppose sin can exist, just for the sake of questioning you. Why does God hate sin? How is sin bad? How is rejecting Jesus bad? Doesn't that make Jesus himself bad if we get punished for rejecting him? Isn't that a severe sense or insecurity right there? Jesus must face the... I think you guys just want the consequences because we don't agree with you. I think that's the whole thing. That's the only sin going on. We disagree with you. We don't conform to your belief. Because God must punish sin. Well, even if he does punish sin, how does that absolve sin? How does that solve the problem? Or is God not there to solve the problem? How is that good? You're not making any sense here. Make no mistake, God takes no pleasure. It doesn't sounds like he fucking does, and sounds like you do too. Make no mistake. You make no mistake. You're an asshole. You're a sadistic sociopath. Make no fucking mistake there. He doesn't desire a single person to face his wrath. Why does he have wrath? He's almighty. You say that he doesn't desire it, well, don't fucking do it then. He can do whatever he wants, correct? And you say that these laws are only there to bring himself fucking glory. So obviously he does take pleasure in inflicting his wrath. But the decision to face his wrath is almost always made with an open eyes. But the decision to face his wrath... Okay, you just said that while we don't get that option, according to you, to choose neither God nor sin. So how do we have that decision? The whole point on my part was that the sin is the default fucking state. You just contradicted yourself here. Psycho.